Look at this guy, Cedric Tillman, joining us now from SEC Media Days right here in Atlanta, Georgia, the College Football Hall of Fame. You going to be in this Hall of Fame one day, Ced?
We're trying to get there. That's the goal.
Hey, I gotta be honest with you. I've never stood next to you. You're tall.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're listed at 6'3" on the website. I think you're taller than 6'3".
Yeah, I like to give myself 6'4". You know, they always try to take an inch or two away from you. So yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah. I noticed you've got size, but really the speed is, I think, what makes you a special player. When did you first realize that you were fast?
Oh man, probably I really didn't get too fast until about my senior year of high school. So the speed came a little later on, but just kind of grew on me eventually.
So never as a kid, you weren't the fastest guy on the block?
No, never as a kid was the fastest guy on the block. Always had the best hands on the block, but as far as speed, no, not necessarily the fastest.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah.
So I saw on your Instagram that you just went to New York, correct?
Yes.
How was that trip, and what was it like? You went to Hendon,
yes.
Right? What did you guys do? What was it like up there?
It was cool. We went there on an NIL opportunity. We got to meet with different brands, some of the top brands in the whole country. So it was just a blessing, being able to go to New York is something I've dreamed of as a kid. We even had a billboard of us in Times Square, and I'd be, I never thought that would be me, only a few amount of people can say that they've been, on a billboard in New York, let alone Times Square. So, it was a dream come true. I know Hendon was excited. I was excited, and it was definitely cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. One more question for you from me. Heupel got here, and I think things really started to change for Tennessee as like cultural and just more inviting. How have you felt that with Heupel?
Yeah, it was just exciting. Heupel is a player's coach. A lot of, and I feel like a lot of good can come from that. Having that relationship with your players is a very important thing to me. I feel like it gives players confidence. I feel like it makes players want to, fight hard on the field and play for you. So, Heupel brings that type of energy, and we just try to play hard for him.
Cooper May says you barely ever talk.
Yeah.
You're a good talker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit more laid back. I'll talk when I get more comfortable. But yeah, for the most part, I just let people talk. Yeah, it's better to listen sometimes than talk. So yeah,
that's why God gave us 2 ears.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you're comfortable now, though, right?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Well, what was it like when you first got in front of all this big group of media people? Were you at all nervous at all?
Not really. It's just answering questions, just talking about football, and that's what I love to do. Football is something I do every day. I get to talk about my teammates and my coach. So, yeah, I'm not nervous about that.
I was talking to an NFL scout about you, actually, and he said he loved the way that you're able to drive guys deep, and when they flip their hips, you immediately know when to come back on the comeback route.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that stood out. Can you talk about that development in your game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the experience, being a freshman, sophomore, junior, those are things you got to get in-game experience to kind of get. And, going against, some of the best DBs in the country, playing in SEC, it helps out a lot.
As far as that particular individual move, can you just discuss how that came about, how you developed that?
Just reputation and going on film, seeing, okay, this is how I can be the DB, seeing, okay, this is what worked, this doesn't work. So, obviously, like you said, when a DB flips his hips, usually most of the time you can throw them by because the momentum is going that way. So just reputation.
When you see a defensive back, do you know if he's scared?
I wouldn't necessarily say scared, but I think I kind of know when they're kind of intimidated just a little bit. But really, like I said, playing SEC, nobody's really scared like that. So it's only been a select few that have been scared. But for the most part, there's some tripping going on the other side of the ball. So, yeah.
Well, there's just so much speed in the tempo.
Yeah.
There have to be times where defensive backs are like, I'm really not sure where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely certain times where I can tell they're tired, or I can just tell the defense is tired in general. So yeah, it definitely gives us an advantage. But I wouldn't say necessarily scared, more just tired. So yeah.
So what? Just a question. What is like the biggest? I know people talk trash on the field all the time. What's the worst like trash talking you've ever heard, like directed at you?
I don't necessarily be appropriate for the microphone.
It's a family show.
What was it about? It's just a question.
Some people like to, just say crazy things, but it's all just to get under your head. So, I don't even respond on the field. I kind of let my play do the talking. But, as I like to say, it's a family show. But, yeah, it's just mostly saying the most crazy thing, thinking the most crazy thing, and that's probably what you'll hear.
Any little Uzi lyrics that they throw out?
Uzi, no little Uzi lyrics.
Big Uzi guy.
I am a big Uzi guy, yeah, probably since I was in high school. So, yeah, it's one of my favorite artists.
Yes, yeah. So is there anything – now Trayvon told us about that.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything about him that other people don't know that you want to, put out there?
Man, Trayvon's real, cool, relaxed. That's why we've been roommates now for years, But Trayvon, he loves music. I know people know that loves music and fashion. So I think Trayvon's more laid back than I am. So, yeah.
Okay. At what point during last season did you, and it can be in the off season, did you say to yourself, I believe that this offense is going to be incredibly productive? Was there a point last year, even before the season, or was it during the season that you said, wow, this is really working?
Yeah, so I think there was 3 times. For me, after going through the spring ball and then going in the summer, I was confident that me and Bayless had a conversation, Bayless Hendon, we're confident that we were going to shock the world. We knew nobody really were high on us, so we knew we were going to shock the world. And then probably Florida game for myself, after playing the Florida game, I didn't get necessarily as much touches and yards as I wanted to, but it was just I was real comfortable out there. I felt like I was getting open. I felt comfortable. And then obviously the next week, there's no shocker that Mizzou things kind of took off. So those 3 points, I feel like kind of were the flipping point of the season.
Let me ask you on the flip side. So things haven't always been great at Tennessee, and Jacob Warren was telling me that you're one of those guys that just worked and worked and worked. No matter the opportunity, you continue to work. Is there ever time you got down?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not easy. When you want to play football, you're as competitive I am. It's not easy necessarily having to wait your turn. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're working hard and you feel like you can play. So the young guys, I try to tell them, sometimes you just have to wait for the opportunity. It can be 1 year, 3 years, but if it was meant to be, it'll be.
Well, along those lines, you've got the transfer portal now, and people can just go and go and go.
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody that's considering transferring?
Just tell them necessarily just hold off, wait. If you absolutely have to, then do what's best for you. But, obviously, like you said, the transfer portal wasn't a thing necessarily when I first came in, not as popular as it was now. But, obviously the coaches recruited you for a reason. They believed in you at one point. So, just keep working and it'll work out.
So who is the most difficult player to have to play against?
Difficult player to have to play against?
Yeah, the most difficult. It can be Tennessee, it can be whoever, but defensive side of the ball, who has been the most difficult for you to play against?
Probably my own teammates, because they kind of know me. They kind of, like I said, not many people know what will kind of irritate me, but they kind of do because they know me. So probably Alante last year, just because that's like one of my best friends, a brother for life. So he kind of knew what would kind of urge me. And then probably now, he's going to laugh about it. Probably Kamal, my other teammate, I love him, but just annoys the hell out of me. So, yeah.
Well, now
he's
he knows.
Cool. Yeah, now he knows. But, yeah. So, yeah.
Great stuff. Cedric Tillman, certainly appreciate it. Best of luck this year. I think you guys are going to continue the upwards trend, and look forward to seeing what you guys do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Ed. It's Ced Tillman, a presentation of Off Doug Sports.
Thank you.